Good afternoon, Salceda here, World History A, Joint World History Live. I had a review for the last exam. Those of you that made it, thank you so much. Office hours, you can book an appointment so I can meet with you for whatever issue you have or may need or questions. We're done with Unit 1, a job well done, Nearpods here and there, trabajo buen hecho, a job well done in Spanish. Moving on to Unit 2. Unit 2, it's the Greeks, the Romans, the Greeks and the Romans. Unit 2 objectives, just so we can know what we're getting into for this next 3 weeks. This Unit 2 is from October the 2nd to October the 20th, right? So the Greeks, the Minoans, Mycenaeans, the Greeks, the ancient Greeks, more about the Greeks, the Persian Wars, which is the Greece and Persia, the Romans, Alexander the Great, the rise of Rome, and then the rise of Alexander. Then we jump to Rome and Judaism. I think it says there in Christianity, and then how Rome rises and falls. So let's go ahead and get into that. Unit 2, Lesson 1, Ancient Greece is today's topic, 2.1. Let's do this as we've done. I'm going to go backwards, though, on this. Let me zoom in so you all can see this here, right? We begin with an archipelago and then an epic poem. An archipelago is a chain of islands. An island is an individual, right? What is the difference between an island and an archipelago? An island is a single piece of land. Australia is an island, right? But an archipelago is a group of islands, like Hawaii is an archipelago, right? So that's that little clarification we have there. Unlike the civilizations that we studied in Unit 1, the Greek civilization began not along a great river, but along the shores of a sea known as the Aegean or the Aegean, which is the sea right in here between Greece and Turkey. The Aegean Sea is the extension of the Mediterranean Sea in the east. On the other side of the Aegean are two peninsulas, the Anatolian and the Balkans. The Anatolian Peninsula to the east, also known as Asia Minor, which would be Turkey, right over here, Asia Minor. And the Balkans to the west, also known as Greece. So that's the Aegean Sea. Where are we? If we need to see here, we are. There's Asia Minor. There are the Balkans. If we need to take a virtual tour, and let's go to Google Maps. I think I was searching up an academy here, so forgive me, but we can take a field trip, right? Let's zoom out. Looking for things in Bryan, Texas. Nice. Let's go around the world. There's the North Atlantic. There's the Sahara Desert. There's Greece, Mediterranean. Zooming into Greece, and there is the Aegean Sea. There's Rome. Here's the Black Sea, bodies of water. Egypt. Again, there is the Aegean. Here is Greece. There's Turkey. This is the area that we are in. All right, moving on. Greece is mountainous, hence all the brown. Those pipes, it's mountainous. Filled with forests, very little soil for farming. The Aegean was particularly important because the Greek civilization offered means of expansion, travel, and trade. The early Greeks traded with each other and around the Mediterranean. Early Greeks were influenced by those whom they come in contact with, right? So archipelago, right? The largest of the Aegean islands is Crete. Crete is the southern island here in the bottom, the island of Crete. The island of Crete is also where we get the story of the Minotaur, or this Minoan civilization flourished. Where is my spotlight? Spotlight. Thank you. Flourished around 1900 to 1500 BC. The Egyptians go back to 3000 BC. The Teki 10,000 BC. So we know where we're at. The palace ruins of Knossos contain many significant Minoan artifacts. 1,300 rooms, but over 6 acres. 1,300 rooms. They had a priest king, worshipped. Not exactly known, however, many palace walls were decorated with fresco wall paintings. Right, one of these frescoes we have found. The palace ruins of Knossos or Knossos also revealed the technology of the Minoans. The Minoans developed to grind grain in large quantities. Most remarkable, palace ruins in a water system. They had terracotta pipes, clay pipes. Fresh water over 5 miles away. They also had a sewer system with flushing drains. About 1450 BC, the Minoans suddenly abandoned. They believe some kind of natural disaster. No evidence of military invasion has ever been found. Supposedly, Atlantis. The Mycenaeans along the Aegean Sea, Greece, right? However, they occupied the islands, particularly Crete. The Mycenaean ruins reveal culture steeped in warfare. Warrior kings ruled. City of Troy is across the Aegean. If we're looking at the Aegean or Aegean, there's Mycenae, Crete, Knossos, Gnosis, Athens, Mount Olympus, home of the gods. Troy is across the Aegean in Turkey. If you want to see a movie, see the movie Troy. Accurate, good movie though. Good movie. I liked it. People we need to know is Homer. Homer wrote the stories of the Iliad and the Odyssey. All right, Britannica, if you want to see or learn some more about the Minoan culture, there is plenty out there. If Britannica would care to load, thank you, Britannica. All right, Minoan civilization. We know because we have found stuff. Now, the story of the Iliad. The story of the Iliad follows a Greek warrior Achilles, as well as his rage and destruction it causes. The story of Troy. The story of the Odyssey is not as pretty. The story of the Odyssey, Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, wanders for 10 years trying to get home after the Trojan Wars. He goes with Achilles and then he leaves and he's lost. He's the only one to come back from his trip. Dark Age of Greece with the mysterious collapse of Mycenaean civilization in 1100 BC. Entered a dark age lasting about 300 years. It's dark because no historical records survive. Few artifacts. However, from it, Athens rises and we get the rise of the Greece we know today. Got some questions. A chain of islands. The first known Aegean civilization. The growth of Greek civilization was helped by, right? What body of water? The Minoans used what to build their pipes? The first people in Greece to make olive oil. That one's up there in your reading. A long poem is one of the vocabulary terms. Author of the Iliad and the Odyssey. His picture is up there. Who wrote the first stories about the Trojan War? Warrior kings from who? Kind of discussed that one. Who lived in Asia Minor? All right, 14 questions. 15, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. 20 questions. 21 questions. Read and go back. You all need me. You know where I'm at. Be good. Have a good afternoon. Adios.